Cardinals are making their way to the interview area at this time. And as they come up and get settled, just a friendly reminder to make sure your phone is on silent. And we do have 2 microphones, one on each side of the room. We will get them to you as quickly as possible. Just raise your hand when you have a question. And then address each member of the platform here with your question, if you would be so kind to do that for us. And we'll begin with an opening statement on this incredible match from Coach.
Like you said, incredible match tonight. Pitt's an exceptional team, and they have players that you can do everything right, and they still can take over the game. And I was just so proud of the way our team played and battled and stuck with what we'd worked on this entire week, and just the amount of trust we showed, not only in the team but in ourselves, was pretty incredible. And in between games 2 and 3, we said it's going to take everybody to win. And it's like DSs, we might use you to serve, we might go 5-1, we might go back to the 6-2, and then DeBeer goes down. We did not plan for that, but it just felt like everybody was so dialed in. We could have put anybody in and had the same outcome. So super proud, and really, unbelievable performance against maybe the best team in the country.
Thanks, Coach. Questions, please. Just raise your hand. We'll get front row, left side.
Danny, you're down 7-2 in the second set, and you call a timeout. What was the message there, and how well did your team respond?
I don't really remember that specific timeout. It was probably something like, if we were getting so close to blocking balls and making digs, it was like they were touching our hands. It was like, this is going to start to work, and these plays are going to start to connect, and we just got to continue to stick with what we do and trust it. And then it was probably, I thought we were look slow at the time, so it was probably a little bit of that and a little bit of like, we got to play fast and match their athleticism at least a little bit.
Thanks. Stay in the front row on the left here.
Danny, Pitt outblocked you guys in the first 2 games that you played this season, but you guys outblocked them, I believe it was 12-4 today. Was that a point of emphasis for you guys as you prepared for this match?
I mean, it always is, and I mean, honestly, whenever we play Pitt, we know we're going to have to block them to win, and, I didn't realize we got outblocked the first 2 times, but it's probably why we didn't win. So it's like, we have to block some balls, and Kara came in starting game 4, and she's like, I promise I'm going to get 2 blocks in this set, and she did, and I thought that kind of blew open that 4th set.
Right side, second row, and then we'll go right side in the back.
Charity, congratulations on this win. Can you talk about being able to battle through those 4 set points you guys faced in the 3rd set and how that helped with the momentum going into the 4th set?
Yeah, it's all about who wants it more, and it really showed that we really wanted it more, and we're never afraid to back away from a fight. We've been in these pressure situations several times this year, as you probably remember, against you and I. So, I would say that probably helped us because, we've been through it before and we know how it feels. And, we just never gave up. We took huge swings. We were never shying away from it. We were never wanting to tip the ball and give them any easy balls to pick up. So we just really trusted ourselves and just went for it.
Right back row.
Coach, how is DeBeer doing? Can you tell me anything that you know about what she's going through and what you guys are thinking about for Sunday?
We don't really know yet. We'll see if it's severe or not, but if there's any inkling that she can play, she's the type of kid that's going to get out there and play. But we won't know more until tomorrow.
Front row, left side, Tim.
Peyton, as a injury substitute in a fairly important match, how did you manage to keep your emotions at bay, and how did you perform so well?
Yeah, I think at first when Debo went down, I was like, all right, she's going to be fine. Like, she's going to get back up. And so I was just kind of like, she'll be okay. And then when it hit me, like, she's not going to come back, I wanted to do this for her. Like, she's meant so much to me. And for her to that be her last game, I didn't want that to happen. And so when I got subbed in, these amazing people are always on the court cheering me up, giving me confidence. And so the fact that I can lean on other people just makes it so much better. I'm coming into people that are giving me a lot of joy in the game, so I think we have a lot of fun. It just helps calm everything down, and that's what they were giving me.
Right side, second row.
Yeah, Coach, you guys obviously you have experience in the national championship a couple years ago. How does that help going into Sunday's match, having that experience before?
Yeah, I think just the fact that we've been there and we know what to expect, and we've felt that pressure before. That's all gonna, help us. But if the beer's not back, there aren't that many players that played in that game. So we'll see. But I think this team just really understands what it takes, and I think being at home will definitely help us. I thought the crowd was huge tonight, and it kind of propelled us when things felt a little tight.
Back to the front row, left side.
For Charity and Sophia, I wonder if you could comment on what Peyton did stepping in and under these pressures. And Peyton, I also wanted to ask you, as you had a unique perspective on the UNI match, as your mom is the coach, what did you draw from that?
From the UNI game, I will say it's a cool experience to have play against your mom and your sister. But to be honest, I never want to do it again in the tournament. I don't know. It just felt weird. Obviously, I wanted us to win, but at the same time, you know someone on the other side, and you know it's a game or a season-ending game. So it was just a little weird. But I think obviously them pressuring us added a little more weird stuff to it. But obviously it helped us, and I joked with my mom. I was like, "Yeah, if we won when we won the Purdue game, I was like, yeah, you guys helped us win that game." So I think it's just a weird perspective, but I'm thankful for it.
Do you want me to answer your question? Okay. Before Peyton had went in, actually, Danny had told her, she said, "Peyton, you have ice in your veins." And in my head, I'm like, hell yeah, she does. And, I just think she really stayed composed and she didn't act her age. She acted like she was a senior today, coming out, just staying so calm and just knowing exactly what to do. And I'm just so proud of her.
I want to say first, congrats. You played amazing. And as you said, you can tell in her eyes she was ready to play. And after injury from the beer, it's of course, in our minds, it's like, okay, how is going to be the plan or anything? But I feel like everyone was ready. Everyone was trusting in each other a lot. So, of course, some aces, good plays, help us a lot too.
Left side, back row.
For Sophia, you're headed to the Final Four. How do you feel?
I mean, as I said in the last game, it was already amazing being in the Elite Eight, going to the Final Four, because it's my first tournament, so I'm here just to give it all. I said earlier in the practice, just enjoy this game. I really enjoy it. I just love this team. I'm playing with them, and I really feel supported today. And if we play like this, the final, we're winning all.
Right side, back row.
This question is for all of you. When an injury like that happens at such a key moment, it could rattle everything, right? So what did you all say to each other? What did Coach say to all of you to sort of keep that momentum going? Because it almost felt like you played better.
Charity, will you start on that one?
Yeah. It was just so shocking that it was to the point where we couldn't really say nothing, but our eyes did all the talking. We looked at each other and we pretty much said I got you, I got you, I got you. We got this. We're doing for Debo. So without pretty much verbally saying things, I knew what everyone meant. That's just how close we are, and that's just how much we play for each other. And like Peyton has said earlier, we know Debo wouldn't have wanted to go out like this. We know she wants to play one more game, so we got this one done for her.
Peyton?
Yeah, I think the big thing is Danny always said you got to trust it. So no matter what happens, she even talked between sets that anyone on the bench can go in. So you have to be ready for it. We got to trust each other. And we talked about out-teaming other people. And so I think that's what we really did tonight, is just out-team each other and trust each other.
Sophia?
I want to point out that PK, as soon as the beer walked out, she said there is another reason to win this match for her. And I feel like we all wanted it for her too. And I feel like that made us play harder.
More questions? We'll go left side front, then right side, then back. Front row, left side.
Danny, I wonder if you could explain how you were able to get Peyton to leave her mom?
It was a tough battle, but I told Peyton she could be special here and she could be a huge part of this program. And we didn't foresee a lot of playing time for her as a freshman, but we knew we needed to use this year to get her ready, and she's going to be a staple in this program. And just, she's the type of player that we need and develops really well here. Just a high volleyball IQ, somebody who has a lot of confidence in themselves and just exudes leadership. And so I saw all that in the recruiting process and sold her to join us.
Let's go right side, second row.
Yeah, I wonder if both Coach and Charity could answer this. I mean, you guys have had this pressure all season long of making the Final Four and being the hometown team, and now you've literally made it to the last match of the season. What does that mean to you that you've sort of dealt with that pressure and gotten this far?
Yeah, sometimes that pressure is suffocating, and there were moments in this season that we were suffocated. But this team really rose above that, and we had to put a lot of work in and a lot of honest conversations about what it's going to take to overcome that. So it wasn't without a lot of effort. It didn't just happen naturally. It was something that we did work at. I also think, this city, one of my mentors, Don Harden, he used to coach here, I don't even know what years, way back in the day. But I had dinner with him like 7 years ago, and he reminded me right before the UNI game that I told him that this city deserves a great volleyball team. And I was reminded of that, and I thought, it's pretty cool. It's another motivation, to do it for more than just the athletic department, for everybody here.
I just gotta say one thing. This is for all the people who doubted us. I had to say it. I'm sorry. I had to say it. But going off of yours, I think pressure is a good thing, and I think honestly being nervous about that pressure is a good thing because it means that you really love this sport and you really care for this sport. So, just having the Final Four and having the final be here in Louisville, knowing our fans can be here, knowing our family don't have to travel far unless they live far. But, it just means everything to all of us, to all the girls in the team. And we really just want to get it done for the city because they've had our back throughout this whole season. Whether we were up or whether we were down, they never just left from our side. They were by our side the whole entire time. So we really want to do this for them. And we honestly wouldn't have won that game without them. They had a huge, huge factor in that win tonight.
Far left side.
This question's for the players. The third set seemed awfully reminiscent of the Stanford third set. In a set like that, how much of an emotional letdown is there if you lose that set? How much of an emotional letdown is there in that following set? And how much of an uplift is that to win a set like that?
Sophia, can you start, please?
Yeah, I feel like, of course, it was in our heads. Just keep playing hard. Even we were trying to, at least me, I was trying to don't even look at the score. I wanted to just play hard, support each other, and I was ready to hit, and I was telling them, cover me, I'm hitting. So I feel like those moments, the trust is the most important thing, and I feel like we did that, and getting some good rounds on the serving, people coming in, serving tough. We got some aces there, so that builds momentum, and that's why we need it.
I would say if we would have lost that third set, it definitely would have been heartbreaking just from all the hard work we had put into it just to come back since we were down by so much. And if we were lost that one, it definitely would have been a little hard. But since we did win it, I think it gave us a lot of momentum going to the fourth set. We just knew. We all just had that feeling. We all had that look. that, we were going to win this fourth set. We were not going to make this go 5 because we know how Pitt is in the fifth set, and we know how we are in the fifth set as well, but it would have been a dogfight, an absolute dogfight. So I'm really glad that everyone who came in really stepped up and just pulled it out for us.
Yeah, I just want to shout out Debir. In the third set, she was phenomenal. I feel like every time I was on the bench, I was like, just set Debir, because she was just going off. So I think if we would have lost that set, there's obviously, you can take it two ways. You can be like, we were so close, we just got to fix a few things, or you can take it, you can use it and be like, all right, we got to do a few things to fix, and we can end up on the other side of that.
Good time for one or two more. Left side, third row.
This is for the three players. You played in front of some pretty large crowds this season. 22,000 sold-out crowd here at the KFCM Center. Playing at home with most of the crowd just cheering for you, how does that impact the game and just kind of the emotions you feel with that?
We'll start with Sophia again.
It impacts a lot. I feel like having them on our side and our families there too, at least for me, is really motivated. And I feel like we play even harder knowing that they're gonna cheer for us. So there was one player in a timeout saying that too, that we have this city behind us and supporting us. So of course, it's all we needed too. And that was really motivated for everyone.
Yeah, every single time I hear the crowd just behind me just being so loud, like it literally pumps me up and it makes me so hype and it makes me want to get the kill, get an ace, like whatever it is. Like hearing them just yell in this big arena is just something I'll never forget. I'll never forget that moment, and I'm just really blessed to have them.
Yeah, I think today I've had a lot of chills just because it's like an unbelievable experience I've never experienced before. And so just to like, even when we were walking in the building, when we'd get a kill or we'd get an ace, like to have the crowd behind us, it was just like, I had goosebumps every time.
Time for one more. Front row, left side.
Danny, you played Penn State and Nebraska, didn't win a set. How are you a different team than you were in September?
Yeah, we're clearly much improved, and as a coaching staff, we were talking about that before the match, that we believe we're the most improved team in the country from the beginning of the year. And I think we've had some players really step up and fill their roles to the fullest, and just the fact that we can use everybody, and everybody feels really comfortable. And we, maybe made some mistakes with subbing early on or changing things, but we settled in, and it took a while, but we figured out what works best for us, and that's what got us here.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Congratulations.